the instructor was saying that a man is supposed to lead the dance. Like, what a dance is for, he said, is to make the woman feel beautiful.
Where do you feel your relationship needs improvement, or what are you guys currently working on now?
I feel that most of the areas that we can improve on is actually areas that I should improve on. So, for example, like I do think that there are certain things that Gigi wants, like Gigi loves traveling and things like that. So I should find a way to fit more of that in, because the thing is, like, I'm really, like, I don't want to say workaholic, but there's nothing more miserable for me than, like, we have a timeshare in Dominican Republic, like in one of those resorts, and there's nothing more miserable to me than sitting on the beach or the pool.
Oh my gosh,
like, whenever I'm there, I'm thinking about, oh, I wish I could go, like, I mean, back then, like, I'm like, oh, I wish I could go code this thing. Or for me, really, like, when I am working, or and I consider all of those things work. Like, even when I'm, like, reading a story and trying to, like, reverse engineer it, or like when I'm trying to write a story, like, or when I'm on a coaching call, like, all of those things feel like vacation to me. If you were 100% up to me, it was up to me, like, I would literally think of that as, even when on offlines, I like doing those kind of things. I like watching podcasts and things like that. For Gigi, obviously, that's not the case. She actually does like sitting on the beach and, you know, those kind of things. So I feel like I need to be the one who, you know, kind of has to balance it out so that we can enjoy those time together. Like, and I just feel like I'm not doing that enough right now.
I have found a new app that you might want to check out. Jim Quick, if you know him,
yeah, the brain
reminded me of this, and it's called NuCalm. Put in your earbuds. What it does is it helps me transition through the day, because I'm very much like you, and I just want to keep going. Like, I just have this energy that I just want to keep going. Anyway, the app's called NuCalm, and you'll hear music, but they check it out. In the background, they've got like a biofeedback going on that you can't hear, that's bringing down your brain levels for you to kind of restore yourself to get to a calm space to actually start the relaxation process. Now, I'm using it for preparing for my sleep at night. And then I do their deep sleep program. But check it out. It's something that
And you set the time?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And it does have a set time, you know, like a 30-minute block, 30-minute window. I just put the earbuds in and chill. But, you know, like, I'm thinking of you going to that resort and saying, hey, I'm going to come enjoy the beach with you. Give me 30 minutes in the bedroom and I'll be right out.
I think it'll be helpful for me, because like right now, what happens is, a lot of times when we do have to, like, go out to the park or do something like that, I'm always like doing it, like, I feel like I'm forced to do it. But then once we go to the beach, once I get there, like, I'm fine. I'm actually like, oh, okay, I'm glad we came here, or I'm glad we did this. So it's just that the transition is hard for me, like you said. Every time when we're going vacation and we're about to, like, leave to the airport and I'm finishing up work here or something like that, I'm like, do we really have to go? Like, like, I don't want to go, right? But then once we get there, we're sitting on the beach. I'm like, okay, I'm glad we did this. So
that sounds familiar, David.
Yeah, it does. It does completely.
I used to be really bad, though. Like, I don't know if Gigi told you this, but we were supposed to go to Hawaii, actually. And I just decided not to go last minute. And her and her friend went without me. So, I used to be really bad.
Were you like you?
Yeah,
felt like
because
you
of work.
relax?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
sometimes,
which is probably a lie. I could have probably just went.
You know, transitioning has been a big thing for Dave and I. We're always, you know, looking at our schedules, finding ways to, like, okay, this is transition time. We were sharing with you, like, we have a down cycle routine in the evening to help us, you know, improve the quality of sleep so that we're not on all the time. You know, there is that space where I do have to, like, relax my mouth a little bit and just chill out from my smile all day long. You know, but I think it's like you have to train yourself to find that transition space. You know, what will work for you? You know, I don't know. But trying different things helps.
And I'm the same way. It's hard for me to transition quickly from work mind, and the go, go, go to relax time and just being present. So I need as many tools as I can to get to that space. But I'm with you. Once I'm relaxed, I'm like, all right, now I never want to leave this space, right? And so then you got to reverse engineer that to get back to work.
Yeah. There's also transition time between different types of work. So, the kind of work that requires focus, just sitting on your computer and doing something for hours versus like this, right? Like where you're having meetings and having conversations with people. To me, those two requires transition too. I can't just go from here to here right away.
For sure.
And the
100%.
fluidity of it, right? Like if you're coding something, you don't want any phone calls, you don't want anyone to
Exactly,
check
yeah.
in on you, right?
Exactly.
But if you're
yeah.
having conversation, bouncing ideas around, like those interruptions give you time to regather what's going
Yeah.
on in your mind. So I want to ask sort of a question that's in the same vein, and that is, Sun, just your opinion. We all have observed couples that for a lot of different reasons have separated, right? And when you're looking at them, sometimes it's super obvious why, right? Someone did something like that was completely out of bounds. But the question is, those couples that seem to just slowly degrade over time, and what do you think are some of the things that causes a relationship to start to dissolve over time?
That's a good question. Those are the ones that actually don't have like some big event and then they get a divorce. They're like, those are the ones that kind of drag it on, and sometimes they never even separate. They're like in a miserable relationship forever.
Are we talking about our parents now? That's the one that came to mind for me.
I actually think maybe because I'm very traditional. Here's the way I look at it. I actually did get some relationships. You know how I said like I take little nuggets from here and there. And one of the nuggets that I took away from this was from Jordan Peterson, is about how like the couples are supposed to make each other better, right? Like, and they're supposed to actually like, point out each other's flaws and actually, you know, and that's kind of like how me and Gigi we try to do it. So we try to point out each other's. That's one of the things. But recently, a few years ago, I was taking this dance class with Gigi, I don't know what it's called, but here in Texas, like it's like it's kind of like country dance, I guess, but it's like like almost like a salsa or something like that, right? The instructor was saying that first of all, I didn't know this, but like a man is supposed to lead the dance, right? And the woman is kind of like being led in the dance. I didn't know that. I thought like woman was doing all the work, but even though the man's moves like in the dances are not they're not doing as much crazy moves, they're actually doing the leading, and so they're setting the tone, like where we're gonna go next, right? One of the partners that they matched me up with for practice, she's like obviously a professional, and she, but even though she was a professional, she was like letting me lead, and I was like, oh, this is kind of nice, you know what I mean? And then that guy also said it's man's job to lead, and it's also a man's job to make, like, what a dance is for, he said, is to make the woman feel beautiful. And that kind of like clicked for me. For me, that's, yes, we're supposed to like point each other's flaws and things like that, but I think it's also like, I think Gigi's looking for me to lead. She's not necessarily looking for me to like ask her every last to make every decision and things like that. She's actually asking me to lead, and in return, like I am trying to like, yes, make her feel beautiful, but also make her feel like she's strong, she's smart, she's like supporting her in that way, right? And I almost feel like that has to be that mutual kind of respect, and that mutual, I guess, desire to keep that going has to be there. I actually think that if I look at relationships that are kind of like on the verge of failing or something like that, Like even like when there's like a big event, like let's say somebody cheated or something like that. Like I don't think that's the thing, right? There are a series of things that led to that event. Right? So usually it's because number one, maybe they lost respect for each other. Two, I think maybe they lose respect for each other, and then maybe they're not serving some sort of a role, right? Like supporting the supportive role or whatever, the leading role or something like that. At some point along the line, I think there something happens where they give up. Meaning, for me, this is how it usually works. Whenever I make a big decision, whether I decide to quit a job and start a company, or when I decided to just get my motorcycle license and get a motorcycle, or like whenever I do those things, it's usually like something, a seed has been planted in me that is possible, and then that seed grows and then it happens, right? For me, in the beginning years, when we were like doubting, there was a little bit of seed. I was like, there's a possibility that we can separate. I think it's so dangerous to have that seed planted in your head. Like now, actually, like, and maybe it's because like I'm Asian, and Gigi even more so than me. I don't think Gigi has ever once even thought that it's a possibility that we can even ever separate. And that's just kind of how Asian cultures are. Like there is no such thing as divorce in Korea. I don't know about now, but at least like, and I actually think that's kind of important. I think like burn the boats, because like obviously like there's a line that shouldn't be crossed. But as much as you can't, like I think that our goal has to be try to make this work rather than go make it work somewhere else.
That's so powerful. Yeah.